All right, what's good, man? The Madison Podcast is back, and I'm here none other with my co-host CEO. CEO, say what's up to the people.
Yeah, it was good peasants.
And we're gonna be talking about Jalen Carter, man. So Jalen Carter was arrested during the NFL Combine
Mhm.
for driving, I think, drunk, and he killed somebody and injured somebody really, really bad. But I
Right.
think he's been released now.
Uh-huh.
But CEO, here's my question to you. Who is to blame for all these kids getting in trouble so young?
Um. Okay, so I would say they're to blame, but obviously, let's be honest, it probably comes from the home. Like
Okay.
I don't know anything about his background in terms of his family, but I can safely assume that if we look into his background, he probably grew up fatherless or some shit like that. So I'm just being honest with you. Like this is the story of so many athletes. I mean, let's be honest. Most athletes um, that come from tough beginnings usually are come from broken homes. So I'm assuming he's probably part of that trend.
Well, that's what I would have to assume because I mean, there's no way you right before the draft you decide to get drunk, and not only do you crash into somebody,
Hmm.
you kill somebody.
Right.
Now, granted, he's been released, and I have no idea if he's found innocent or guilty or whatnot, but right before the NFL Combine, he's supposed to be a high draft pick, and yet
Yeah.
you know,
He's gonna go the way of probably uh Lyle Collins or some shit like that.
Wow, Collins. I haven't heard that fucking name.
Yeah, remember, like he was supposed to be like a first round draft pick, and basically ended up undrafted. Um, I mean, like, how dumb do you have to be? Literally, you're like weeks away, right,
Hmm.
from becoming a multimillionaire, and this is what you do.
Yeah, man. So it's looking like we don't know who his father is. So
Yeah, I'm not shocked.
they know who his mother is. They know who his mother is. Yolanda or Yohanda, whatever her name is.
Hmm.
Hold on. Jalen's father's name. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Jalen's father is named Jane Carter, and his mother. Oh, he belongs to an African. His parents are homeless. Oh shoot. So hold on. Well, it's not really saying nothing about the parents.
Tony Brown and Jana Carter. Who the fuck is Jana Carter? His mom?
I'm assuming. Reports that he is not in a relationship.
Well, just look at it. Look at their names, right? You have.
Yeah.
It's obvious. His name is Tony Brown
Mm-hmm.
and Jana Carter, right?
Yeah.
And his name is Jalen Carter. So he's got his mom's last name, which obviously means his dad is not in a relationship with his mother.
Yeah, it's looking like this is
Who the fuck
Yolanda.
is that?
Yeah, so it must be the father must not be involved. So
Yeah, if his name is Tony Brown, obviously, like usually the son will have the father's name, and if that's
yes,
if that's not the case, it's because the father was not in the picture.
yeah. So we can clearly, and this is kind of tying back into our other conversation. You can clearly tell the difference between someone like a Brandon Miller and a Jalen Carter. So Brandon Miller grew up single. I mean, not single. Two parent household.
Mhm.
Father actually played at Alabama. Father actually has a good head on his shoulders.
Right,
And then you look at someone like a Jalen Carter who's getting drunk right before the draft.
right.
So I mean,
I
this
mean,
is
just
the importance of a two parent household. But people will get mad at us for saying that.
yeah. I mean, this guy is. I mean, anyone who gets mad at this, like all you single moms or like single mom parents, shut the fuck up. All right,
Like
shut
Sierra.
the fuck. Like yeah, like just shut the fuck up.
Hey, CEO, did you see what happened to Whitlock a few weeks ago?
What happened to him?
So you remember who's the black kid that died from all those black police officers? The Trey guy,
Uh, yeah.
Trey Nichols, that's his name.
Okay.
So I guess Whitlock said, what happened to Trey Nichols was horrible, but all those he said basically he was saying like that's a lack of judgment, and those police officers were irresponsible, and they probably come from single parent households, and people got mad at him for saying that.
I mean, there's like, why are people mad at that? I mean, let's be honest, bro. If you like, single parent households are not an ideal situation. They never have been and they never will be. All right. Like, you need both parents for obvious reasons. Like, I hate all this, like, oh, like, you can be the mom and the dad. No, that's not how that shit works. It
Yeah.
really doesn't.
I never heard of that. That's like saying you can have 2 locks or 2 keys. Like, no, you need a key and a lock.
Yeah.
And we can tell. I mean, let's just look at some of the athletes. Look at someone like, I don't know, Aaron Hernandez,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Josh Gordon, and
Yeah.
Antonio Brown's father wasn't really in the picture. We
Yeah.
can tell. So there's a clear difference. There's a clearly difference between those type. Oh, matter of fact, did you hear what Deion Sanders said?
What?
Deion Sanders even said, if I want a quarterback,
Mhm.
I'm looking for a 2-parent household. You're a leader. And
Yeah.
then and he's like, if you're playing on the defensive end, I'll probably take a single guy who's trying to get his mama out the projects. So even Deion Sanders saying there's a difference between someone who grows up without, and we're talking about mainly fathers, because
Right.
let's be for real, and we're like, there's a difference between people who grow up with fathers and without fathers.
No, I mean, obviously, yeah. And people are like, it's obviously, this whole coping mechanism for single mothers. They're like, oh, I can raise my child. I'm like, you're just salty because you couldn't keep a man and you chose the wrong guy to have children with. So now you're a
Agreed.
fucking single mom. All right. And you have to deal with that shit. And after you become a single mom, most high quality men don't want shit to do with you. I mean, let's be honest. So this is where all the empowerment shit. Not only is it sad, like in that perspective, but the fact that they're ruining generations of boys to become to look to the streets for leadership and to look at rappers. Listen, I listen to rap all the time, but I don't look at these motherfuckers as idols. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm pretty sure CEO's father would say, hey, that music, you shouldn't be fucking doing that fucking music.
Yeah, it's like, and I like rap. I love the music, but
Yeah.
I don't look at them like leaders. You know what I'm saying? And but a lot of young men, right?
Yeah.
They do look at that culture. They look at the streets, at their local gang members as leaders because they have no father in the household to teach them otherwise. And that's why you get hyper aggressive men who are over emotional and make dumbass decisions.
Don't use their head.
They use their head, and that's how you know they grew up in a single parent household. Just because you see a man and he's like all tough, right,
Mm-hmm.
and aggressive and shit. If anything, that's a man that doesn't know how to control his fucking emotions. So, and one of the key factors of being a man is being able to control your emotions. So, obviously, a lack of man not being able to control his emotions is usually a feminine trait. By the way.
Agreed. And so I mean, this is no shot at Jalen Carter. I hope he gets better. I hope he gets drafted. But the whole point of this video is not to really roast Jalen Carter, just to sit here and say, I mean, you want to blame somebody for these young kids getting in trouble, just look at the household. Just look at the household, man.
Yeah.
And we're not saying all kids from single mother households are bad and stuff like that. We're talking about, it's been statistically proven the majority. The majority. And that's all that matters, is the majority.
I mean, but even the highly successful, like single mom, like LeBron, right?
Yeah.
His mom was a fucking mess. All right.
Just slut.
The man made it off of pure like talent. Like he made it despite his mother's influence or you know what I'm saying, her presence.
Yeah.
He didn't like this is what I'm talking about. Like even and you can tell now, like LeBron has some feminine ass traits sometimes.
You can tell the difference between him and Jordan, clearly.
Right, yeah, you can tell that.
Especially in leadership.
In leadership, right, exactly.
So that's our thoughts, man. What are your CEOs? Anything you want to say to the people?
Nah, you mean peasants? No. I got nothing to say to them.
All right. Masculine Podcast out.